Tylosaurus, because why not? Because that's rumored to be in Rebirth. We got 1 Rebirth Spino. 2 Rebirth Spino. 1 D-Rex that's inaccurate in terms of color. Another D-Rex that's more accurate in terms of color. Another not finished Rebirth Spino. I freaking love this Rebirth Spino. It is a custom using a baryonyx. So it's not really the best in terms of scale. But I think it's the best in terms of design. Of like the figure itself, like the base. It's close enough to the Rebirth Spino. So let me just put him back. So anyway, I have 2 of the Spinos from Rebirth. This improved one, that's way better. And this older one, that's way worse. It's also way smarter. This Spino will not stand. Ooh, I need to change the title. Because I'm also going to be yapping about other stuff. So we have these two. These two. I'm just pretending this... Oh my gosh. I'm pretending this is the normal Rebirth Spino. And this is the larger one. Or just say that this is just a smaller one. Because it's in scale with the other D-Rexes, which I took apart. Because I wanted to. And then I also made my Albertosaurus got turned into Distortus Rex. That was originally green before the TV spots revealed that it's actually a tan, like the toy. So now this guy's inaccurate, which is fine, because I'll make a new D-Rex at some point. And also, he's way too small. If we add this Rebirth Spino, it's the Spino is about right with some of the other ones. So actually, real quick, I think the length is a bit off. Oh, no, its length is actually about right. But its height, I think, is a bit off, maybe? But, I need to fix this guy. And then there's a Gaming Beaver in the video in the background, even though I'm 99% sure you can't hear anything in the background. I need to fix this guy. Let me just add this middle toe. And then... wait, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's a Gaming Beaver Jurassic World the Game video. And yeah. I'm turn this down a little bit. The height of this Spino is actually in scale, I'm pretty sure, with the Rebirth ones. Since Rebirth ones are shorter. Or the first 3 are. Then the D-Rex, this guy's really messed up. So we're gonna... And then I am making a Mutodon custom. I just need some Gorilla Glue to attach the wings. This guy's, the D-Rex's height is actually not good. Because really, the D-Rex is about 26, 25 feet tall. So really, it should be about here. But instead, it's about not big enough. So we're going to get this Rebirth Spino back on. I'm just using this as an accurate Spino since it basically is. And then, because I love my goat Acrocanthosaurus so freaking much. He is so cool. We're gonna have my goat Acro just chilling. Okay. So one thing that Evolution Square said that I agreed with was that she said, even if I think they pull the T-Rex off well, it's still time wasted on, or like something along the lines of, it's still time wasted on this mutant, when we could be getting time with a real dinosaur, such as like a Carcharodontosaurus, other like Carcharodontosaurs and stuff. And I completely agree with that statement. Hold up. Okay. Something's wrong with this tail. This is the right position of the tail. Well, no, it's not. No, it is. What in the world is happening? Um. This is kind of boring. Probably in the stream a little bit. I'm gonna be back because I do need to do something. Frick. And now we have a rebirth Spino done. My two favorite dinosaurs that are mostly accurate. The Yakro's arms are a bit too chubby, or like the fingers are. And they're a bit too long. So really probably could have just have no fingers. That would have been probably a bit better. So we just put the acro. This is realistically what happened in a real battle with an Acrocanthosaurus. And I have to clean something up real quick, so give me just a moment. Okay, there. This is probably what happened with an acro and Spino, if the Spino is the same size or smaller than the acro for whatever reason. Because Spinosaurus is about absolute max, I think 9 tons. About 8 to 9 tons absolute max. And Acrocanthosaurus was 7 tons absolute, I think, was the largest on average for the specimen, but I wouldn't be surprised if the largest theoretical acro was like 7.5 tons, because I think that's the largest. Okay, my estimate for the largest acro is like 7.5 tons. But anyway, I really hope we can get an Acrocanthosaurus in one of the Jurassic movies next, because the Dominion Giga might as well just be a freaking Acrocanthosaurus. Because, but look at this guy. It has the spine bones that the Acrocanthosaurus has, and then you go down on the tail, exactly like the acro. So might as well have just been an acro. But anyway, rebirth stuff, because that's what the stream is called. I'm gonna yap about my custom Meatbon. This is the figure I'm gonna use for the Mutodon. It's an Atrociraptor. And my idea is to use these pterosaur wings and put it on. Boom! Mutodon! I just have to, like, as I said, glue it. And then I also want to add some articulation to the wings. I like here. Maybe it adds, like, I was going to say some water, but I don't know if that would work. And then obviously do the exact same thing with the other side. Then I actually kind of like the Mutodons now. So I'm just gonna put all the components there for it. Rebirth Spinosaurus. Yeah. I really hope Mattel makes a mini D-Rex, because my custom one is not too good. Or it's decent, but like it's like not the absolute best it could be. Like for the arms, they're probably gonna break off. And last night, I was rewatching some of my older videos, and some of them aren't too bad. A lot of them, I'd say, are not good either. Like my hybrid video, I think I did pretty good on that. On to beat Vex. So if my hybrid ever gets, like, say, if anyone ever mentions it, or like Goji guy mentions it, loses to Vex, then maybe I'll make a 2.0, but I just really like Crocus. I did say I was going to have him in more videos, but I've yet to do that for some reason. Probably because I can't think of anything to have him do besides just chill out. Maybe I could do Crocus versus a real Mosasaur, like the largest Mosasaur we ever have that is possible. Or like maybe Crocus versus, or oh, I have an idea. I should do a video that's can Crocus survive the Mesozoic, and going through each time period he would going through a time period in the Mesozoic. Going through the Mesozoic and seeing how he would do in it. He would have to go up against certain animals. I do want to have him go through every continent that I can. I do really, really want to have him go in Africa, even though that's not where he lives, you know? I do want to have him, go in Africa, chill out with a Spino or something. But because it's mainly a croc, he's probably not going to be able to communicate with the Spino. Yeah. His sounds are going to be nothing like a Spino's. They're probably more like a crocodile's. So he'd probably just be the apex predator that is mostly aquatic. Spinosaurus is still debated of being aquatic. And yeah. But Crocus is pretty cool. I do want to do a, can Crocus survive the Jurassic verse? It'd mainly just be aquatic animals. I would have to bring in a couple others from different games and stuff, because if I don't, it's not really going to be fair. Because, like, he would just be going against the Moza and that's about it. Like, the Moza and the JP3 Spino, and like the Rebirth ones and the Rebirth Moza, and that's not a very fair battle for him. So I'll probably include, like, the Tylosaurus from the game, Jurassic Park the game. But actually, now that I think about it, he's about, what, 27 feet long, 4 tons. So really, he's probably not going to do too well. Because all the other aquatic animals in the verse are stronger than him. So now I would change the name of the stream, but I can't. So, skibbity. I'm gonna do the Coxfinus in the Mesozoic era. I'm gonna do that video. Probably not gonna be able to do the Triassic since it was, like, it wouldn't. I'd probably not do the Triassic. I will do the Jurassic and Cretaceous, though. Maybe a bit of the Pleistocene. But he's not adapted for cold weather. He's really just adapted for the Gulf of Mexico or America environments. So yeah, Crocosspinus will return. Metodon Custom will be here eventually. Probably after the film. And then I'll do a D-Rex versus the Jurassic verse and see. So I can give my opinion on how he does. I'll do the Metodons versus, like, anything smaller than what's the biggest thing a Metodon could theoretically beat? Anything bigger than a Parasaurolophus is not going to be included. So really, it's just going to be a lot of the small ones, and I'd still say Metodon would win a lot of that. So, yeah. That's about all for the Rebirth stuff, except the D-Rex's coloration and power. For the power, let's just say, by stomping on a car with probably not too much energy, he sends a person flying into his arm, and then, there's an explosion, and there's a helicopter, and it's like a trailer, and there's a broken car with him. So I think I have a theory of what's going to happen. My theory is that D-Rex is going to, after he destroys the car and probably kills Martin Krebs, he's going to pick up the car, and I don't know, like, maybe throw it at the helicopter, and that causes the helicopter to go down, and that causes the massive explosion that we see in the trailer. That's my theory of what the explosion could be. Could be the helicopter exploding because the D-Rex threw something at it. Or it could be from a Mutodon attack. That would be pretty cool if they, after the Mutodon scene at the gas station, we get to see the rescue helicopter get, like, destroyed, get, like, jumped by a bunch of Mutodons. Or it's a Quetz. That would be pretty cool. And then the Spinosauruses, bruh. They look awesome. It does look like they're going to get at least 2 kills in the film. At absolute least 2 kills for the Spinos. That's human kills. Only human kills. I am wondering, though, will the 4th Spino stay alive? Or, like, will one of the 3 die by the D-Rex, like, earlier on in the film, like, a bit earlier, and then the big one, we'll just call him Sobek, I'm pretty sure, because I think it's a pretty good name for the larger Spino, even though it was already taken by Walking With, but who cares? I think Sobek, his name, the 4th Spino, is probably going to get mad or something, and he's the main one that kills off the D-Rex. That'd be pretty cool. But I have heard people that there are rumors that they edited the design of Sobek so it wouldn't be, so it's not actually a Rebirth one, it's just the JP3 one, which I would actually not like that at all, because you already hit the Force Running though, which, that's awesome. You hit that, and then now you show it off, and you show it as the Rebirth design. Why would you change it? Just why? You should not add I get it, the Rebirth Spino, everyone wants in the movie, but if you really think about it, for more than 5 seconds, they introduced a new Spinosaur. They should probably focus on that Spinosaur, on the new Spinosaurus. Why would you introduce three new designs for a film, and then just have them overshadowed by an original one? Why would you do that? Just why? I really hope that the JP3 one is not in the film. I did get a comment, or not a comment, but I got a reply, and I said, I hope that it isn't, JP3 Spino isn't in the film, and they said, correction, it is, and I really want to reply and say, no, I hope it isn't, so they can focus on the 4 new ones, or absolute least 3 new ones they have in the film, and stuff, so that's, a lot of the stuff for that. I'm gonna go on a rant real quick about, the freaking Spinos. Okay, when the trailer first came out, I liked them. It's just, the head is a bit odd, using a very thick skull for a Spinosaurus, as well as it having no crest, or, no, or, a short neck. It really interested me why they did that. I still like the design. I liked it a bit less than the JP3 one, but I'd say they were on par. And then, when the D-Rex was first revealed, I liked the idea. I did think it could have been a bit more Tyrannosaur, or, a bit more dinosaur-like. Because in that first trailer, it really just looked like a Rancor, that's about it. But as more and more stuff came out, I started liking the Spinosaurus design more, because I think they even changed it a little bit, because the Spinosaurus neck in the newest scenes does look to be a bit longer, and the skull doesn't seem to be as thick. But also, the D-Rex. It's the of course, forgot its real name, the Distortus Rex. I think it's a pretty good name, actually. I liked its name and stuff. But, one thing I can't really say anything I really disliked about it now. But, I've seen a lot of people saying, I don't think it belongs in the Jurassic film. And I'm like, okay, you are entitled to your opinion, because that's overall your opinion, but if you don't think it should be in the Jurassic film, shouldn't you be saying that about the Scorpius Rex and the Scorpius Rex as well? Because it doesn't look anything like, well, it looks similar to some of the other hybrids, but so does the D-Rex. Really, it's just a T-Rex with a bulbous forehead, a KSI's forehead, and long ape arms, and that's literally all it is. That's literally its entire design in a nutshell. Along with 2 tiny arms, because why not? If you don't think they should be in the Jurassic film, then neither should the Indominus, really. Because in the essence, they're the same thing. Hybrids, or mutants in this case for the T-Rex, that break out and cause havoc and eventually die. Well, I hope they don't kill off the T-Rex, but they probably will. In essence, they're basically the same thing. In design, they're not. Which is literally, one of the only differences they have. For now. At least because we haven't seen the film. And then, for the Spino one, they're I don't like the Spino design. It sucks. I like the JP3 one more. I'm like, okay. I do like the JP3 one more. But if you say it sucks, then that's just a bit overkill. I get it that you don't like it, but saying that you don't like it, it sucks. Even though, basically, a lot of the Jurassic fans have been asking for more accurate designs. And I'm not even gonna lie, that Spinosaurus is more accurate than the GP3 one. Those are the only things they did different, were a thick skull, a short neck, and giving it small osteoderms. That's literally all the changes they made to it. And also removing the crest. Literally 3 different changes. Or not 3, like 3 to 4, no, 3 to 5 different changes they made to it. And that's literally all they did from a real life Spino to change it to the Rebirth one. And I'm pretty sure they changed the design very slightly to have a longer neck. And I'm pretty sure because all of them are, all the Rebirth Spinos are different, at least one of them is probably going to have the crest. One of them is probably not going to have osteoderms. Another one's probably going to have a bit of a shorter neck. And that's fine because let them do what they want. I've seen people say that, I've seen people say that they don't want to watch it because it's the same thing over and over again. Which, I guess is true. And I've seen people react to the first trailer and say, like, I should not have got my hopes up this high for it. I should have had them way lower than I already had them. I'm just like, do you not know who the director is? Gareth Edwards. He's directed probably the best shot MonsterVerse film of them all. 2014. I will not deny it. It has the best shots of any MonsterVerse film. But in my opinion, JSK is still a bit better, and so is KOTM. But anyway, getting away from that, getting away from Godzilla. He also directed Rogue One. I think everyone who watches Star Wars can agree. I don't watch Star Wars, but a lot of the Star Wars fans say that Rogue One's one of the best, if not the best, Star Wars movie. So really, he directs really good stuff, and he gets the scale perfectly right for it, like basically all this stuff. And he did it. He did the scale really good with the D-Rex. You can see how big it is compared to like the people and stuff. He also did that with the Titanosaur, because like he makes it look even more massive than it already is and stuff, and that's really good. But then you got people say talking and be like, "Oh, this movie's gonna suck because I like the old Spino more. I don't like this new thing. I don't like them doing new things." I know that okay, you're entitled to your own opinion. I've said that multiple times. You are entitled to your own opinion. You can say whatever you want, and it's overall just your opinion. But if you just like don't like the movie because you don't like them doing new things, then just don't watch the trailer. Just exit yourself from anything surrounding the movie, just at all. If you don't want to watch it, then you think it's bad, then just don't watch it, dude. You don't have to be like. You have to post a video like, wait, no, actually, nah. That's like all for the D-Rex and stuff. But going back to the Spino, they changed the design. They did something new, and it's more arguably more scientifically accurate, and people are getting mad about it. I'm just like, dude. Literally everyone's been asking, or not everyone, but a lot of people have been asking for more scientifically accurate animals. And when they do give us slightly more scientifically accurate animals, people are like, no, it sucks, we don't like it. And then just at that point, why did you ask for them? Like, I get it. I get it. Not everyone wanted slightly more scientifically accurate animals. But a lot of people like the T-Rex, and that's more chunky, like the actual animal. A lot of people, is there anything else? A lot of people like the Dilophosaurus, even though it's not accurate. They just kind of like it. The Quets is another thing. I like the Quets. I love every single thing they're doing with the movie. The only thing I'd say I don't like as much as the others, probably the Mutodons still. I don't really like them as much as like the rest of the film, but once I see the film, I might change my mind. I probably will because, yeah. But that's a lot of yapping about that stuff. And then like for a Titanosaur, they're like I saw an actual paleontologist be like, if they like, and a creature designer. It was Marco Mix, and like he had a host with another like a paleontologist with him, and he said if they didn't name the Titanosaurus and like made their own Titanosaur, that would be really awesome since we do have sauropods with fins and stuff. And then another thing I think they said was like I think it was about the Quets. I think they said it was pretty good, except like the crest being on the nose, like the beak instead of like the head. And a very hot take, right? Coming up, very hot take. I like the D-Rex a bit more than the Indominus. Kill me all you want. You can like actually um like I don't even know. Like I like the Indom. I like the D-Rex a bit more than the Indom. I think the D-Rex is just more interesting because with the Indom, it's big T-Rex with osteoderms and big arms like fairy attack destroys island ecosystem. So cool. I will admit it's a pretty cool creature. And then you have the D-Rex, which has some pretty cool lore as well. It's a failed at making something. They failed at making it, and I just personally think the D-Rex is more interesting than the Indom, because the Indom is basically an average Jurassic crocodile thing design. Basically, if you just remove the spines from the Giga and gave the longer arms, and just instead of the neurospines, just give it osteoderms. That's literally the Indominus. Also, to make its skull a bit wider. But that's basically the entirety of the Indominus in terms of design. I do like that they said that it killed its sibling because it got a bit too cramped and stuff, or it was only thinking about itself. That's a really awesome thing. It, they wanted you to sympathize with the Indominus. It just doesn't work after that. They just make it a monster and stuff. With the Indoraptor and stuff, it's a pretty cool one. I see a lot of people hating on it. Personally, I don't get it. I like the Indoraptor a lot. It's probably my second favorite hybrid or slash mutant behind the Distortus Rex. The Distortus is probably the most interesting of the what? There's the Metodon, Indoraptor, Scorpius Rex, Indom, and D-Rex. Of the five, I think that the D-Rex and the Metodons are probably the most interesting since they're actual like failed attempts with like the along with the Scorpius. But with the Indoraptor and Indominus, you just see them like they're basically perfect. But in reality, they wouldn't. There would be okay. The Indoraptor would be way different. It would not look anything like it if it's a prototype. And if it was just say their first attempt at making the Indoraptor, it would look way different. But the concept art shows that off pretty well for the Indoraptor. But instead, they decided, you know what, we're going to make this thing look as perfect as it could be for a prototype. And then we got the Scorpius Rex, a failed hybrid. It's pretty cool. I will admit it. It's very, 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 very cool, in my opinion. But then, I also like how, they make it like, they show off its disabilities, basically. That's something I do like that they did with it and stuff. And that's something they said they would try to do with the D-Rex. They said that they want you to sympathize with it because of, like, it's constantly in pain because of all of its disabilities and stuff. Because of all its deformities. If they don't do it very well, then, well, they honestly did not. Then, like, but if they do it very well, then it could possibly be one of the worst, like, lives of a Jurassic dinosaur and stuff. And then also, like, it could also be, like, a really, really, really cool thing where they have, like, when the D-Rex dies, they're like, they could make it like, I don't know, like have the D-Rex kind of be a bit, I mean, a tiny, 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 minuscule amount of happiness that it dies since its suffering is finally over because it's constantly in pain. I think that could work very well if they show off that, like, what was it again? Like, forgot his name. Craven from, I think, Spider-Man 2. The Insomniac Spider-Man 2. I think they did it pretty well. Because when it's he dying or something, I don't know. But, like, I think it'd be really cool if they did, like, show the D-Rex being a little, tiny, tiny bit happy. That it's, like, dying so its suffering is over. But that's basically enough yap for the day. I'll probably do a video tomorrow on, like, Rebirth Spino or something. Or maybe I could work on the, What If a bit more, since I did take a break from that. I still need to do a lot with that. I still need to do the King of the Monster stuff, and then get to GVK, and if I want to do GXK with Orga in it. I have an idea for what I want to do for King of the Monsters and stuff, and Dominion and stuff. I have an idea. I think it would work pretty well, but I just need to make sure I don't copy anyone, like, to a point. But that's enough yap for me today. Thank you for watching the stream, and peace out.